Nothing like a little Mozart to get you in the mood for some classic Grand Prix racing. Change the vibe a bit. We'll go to some jazz. Welcome back. If I seem a little low energy today, and you're catching this sometime in the future, you're like, hey, I like some classic Grand Prix cars, but this guy seems dead. Well, I just finished a different race for Trans Am cars, and this couldn't be much different from that. But I'm pretty excited. I couldn't say no to this. Originally, I was not going to do this today, but I can't say no to racing the 250F around Spa. I'm a little less practiced than I'd like to be, and I have no idea how many people are signed up for this or anything, but hello again. This is my, what is this now? My third race with these guys, doing the 250Fs, and yeah, I've been having so much fun with this. I mean, definitely a really fun little series here. Fun races with THR, and yeah, we'll be doing two 30-minute races today around Classic Spa, the full great circuit. And I need to go out and do a lap or two because I did a little bit of practice yesterday just to make sure I could generally do this, but yeah, I've hardly worked on a setup and stuff, so it might be a little bit off the beach today for this, but yeah, I love driving this car, so why not? It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe we'll have a good race anyway. Let me just save this. That was Mozart. What was that? Symphony 38 in D major. I definitely knew that. One of the ones that's on YouTube's library, but I love good classical music. All right. Yeah, classic Spa doesn't get too much better. It's like one of those things. It's a little cliche, but it's good for a reason. Like it's not because it's not a good track. It is a great track, great circuit. Alrighty. Hopefully this all looks good. Yeah, I gotta calibrate my. Anybody that jumps from cars and sims knows you have to kind of recalibrate yourself. Let me know if the sound isn't good or if it's fine. Should be. But yeah, it's one of those things. Second gear maybe needs to come down a skosh. It's like going from racing those Trans Am cars to racing this is like going from just these brutal physical. I mean, that was I did one 40-minute race. We were supposed to do 2 races. I only did one of them, and my arms kind of sore a bit from it. So I'm kind of happy we only did one in the end. Would have been fun to do 2 though. It was a good race. I won't spoil it in case somebody wants to go back and watch it. But I did put a timestamp on the stream so that anybody that does want to go back and watch that can find the start of the race, because the first 2 hours or so of the stream ended up being kind of for naught just with the race the way it worked out. All right, come up to Bernardville then. So I did some racing here back last year with Stroll. I did a 2-hour sports car race driving the Maserati, and this car is so much more tame than that. This is a different Maserati. That was the 151 sports car from the mid-60s. This being the Grand Prix car from the 50s, it's the 6-cylinder as well. It's kind of gutless compared to some of those higher-powered cars. So this turns into a bit of a finesse track, honestly, just with how much you gotta get momentum through the corners around here, because it's so many long straights that you really need make sure your corners are nice and smooth and you get on the accelerator early and all that. We'll brake, I think, just before the 100. Really chuck it in. I gotta get the feeling back under me for this car. It's a completely different driving technique. What did I sell out? Oh, Mozart. Here I am so vain, thinking you're talking about me, but you're talking about one of the true goats. I learned to really appreciate Mozart when I was in school. I spent 6 months in Austria, and of course Mozart is everywhere when you're staying in Salzburg. And yeah, I was like, hey, this guy's actually really good. Crazy story though, and I quite like if anybody's seen there's like an 80s, it's from the 80s, like a dramatic interpretation of the end of Mozart's life called Amadeus. Classic. It's a great movie. Great piece of cinema. Haters will tell you how unrealistic it was, but it doesn't matter. It's a great movie. Yeah, I can't. This is one of those where whenever I drive around here in a sim, I'm like, I can't believe they actually did this. If it was anything like what I'm experiencing here, it's crazy. And I think this version of this track's quite nice. It's the R Factor 2 conversion to Assetto Corsa. Alright, yeah, my gearing is not perfect. I didn't get a chance to work on setup much. I'm basically running what I ran at Pescara, which I did a couple weeks ago. If you weren't here, I think those races, like in retrospect, they went pretty well. I finished, what, 2nd and 4th? That's not bad. Out of like 24 cars or something. I'll take that. Always want to win, and when you don't win, you feel like you're just kind of slow or something, or you benefit from other people's mistakes and stuff, but I guess that's all part of it. When did Amadeus come out? I didn't see that in theaters. I was too young. Oh yeah, second gear needs just a scope less. I know. Well, I wasn't going to do this today because I know I'm not going to be driving my very best because I just did racing for 3 hours, but I can't really pass up this opportunity. The whole reason I'm doing this series is because it's just fun, so I'll see what kind of fun I can have with it being half tired. Maybe we'll have a good race, who knows. 84, yeah. I definitely didn't see it. Wow, that movie's really well done for 1984. I mean, I know 1984 is not that long ago, but I feel like if you compare that to other 1984 films, that's like much better made. I know, it's so much easier to drive this car than, or not easier, it's just such a less chaotic experience than that Barracuda I was just muscling around. Or you're talking about the Tipo is like, ooh, get it on the grass coming into Malmedy. Just got away with that. Yeah, the 151 around here was very, very chaotic. All right, we got like 3 minutes till qualifying starts. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this lap. We'll see. I did a couple laps on the server, and I was like second quick, just doing like not even a great lap. So based on my prior experience, people in this league don't do a ton of prep on the server ahead of time, because whenever I show up to the race, I'm like, I'm going to be super quick, and then everybody shows up and is way faster than what they did on the practice server. So, but this will be a bit of a slipstream race if I get close to some other cars, and it could be really fun because of that. Just gotta make sure I get my braking markers down for this. You know, 100's slightly too late for that. And this is where I had my crash in that sports car race on the very first lap. It was so silly. Really, that's one of those moments. If you put a highlight reel together of my biggest fails in sim racing, that would be one. I mean, 1984 was a few days ago, let's say. Yeah, Nate was telling me about him and his dad's race around here. It sounds like it didn't go super well overall, but they had some fun with it. I feel like anytime you can race around this version of this track, it's a good time. Like, even if you don't have a great race. It's just like, you feel like you're properly going somewhere. And it's so fast, so I really didn't get the turn in there at all. All right, we'll finish this lap and then I'll jump on the qualifying server. I think like all the other races, I'm just gonna have 30 minutes to qualify. And then we'll jump straight into the races, 2 30-minute races. And I hope I can get at least, you know, midway up the grid or something so that the first couple of gears are way too short or way too long. All right, that was a 4:18. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I can do 4:16s or even 4:15s. So we'll see. All right, let me get the server. It should be starting here any second now. And we'll want to be on it right away because the qualifying session, there's no practice before it. It's just straight into the qualifying. All right, joining. Now, there's no real brake fade on this version. So we're driving, and I talked a lot about this in the other streams that I did earlier on. We're driving the default stock Assetto Corsa 250F. Oop. All right, gears, I want to go down. Wow, there's just one setting for that. Hopefully that's better. All right, we'll go out and just do some laps. Flasher's in here, Senna's back. Should be a lot of the same folks, I'd imagine. Tamino, Pietro, oh, how do you say this? Pietro Iuzzi. Pietro Iuzzi? We'll call him Dom. Yeah, Nate has taught me a lot just watching him drive. I've learned a few of the things you can do. I'm gonna get rid of sidekick. I kind of like doing this a little bit more pure, if you will. It's just for fun anyway, so I don't want to try not to sweat it out too much. Just want to feel the car, you know. It's a beautiful car to drive. Yeah, there's a lot of mods, but like, while I'm running here, I have custom shaders patch. I have pure weather, so it's 2 mods. Custom shaders patch, pure weather. I'm using content manager. You kind of have to. So that's the modding interface. This car is stock with Assetto Corsa, at least one of the DLCs for it, and then this track mod. That's basically it. I mean, I have a few apps that you're seeing, but it's really just those content manager, custom shaders patch, pure for the weather, and then the track mod here. It's a lot of mods, but it's not so crazy. Yeah, I get questions all the time. The standings there are from an app called, now I forget the name of it. What is it called? Substanding. Alright, just try to get a banker in. This is my outlap. You gotta do the whole outlap, I think. So let's try to get a banker lap in and then see if I can push it a little bit. I didn't practice this much this week, so coming into this a bit raw. I know I got to brake just before the 100 marker here. And I need to huck it in a bit better than that so I don't understeer in the middle of it. Probably take a low line. Stabilo here. The banking really increases on the exit, so I mean that's what caught me out when I did the sports car race here, but you can push the corner a bit harder than you think you can. Yeah, this is a replica Cobra steering wheel. I've had people tell me it's a Nardi. It's a fake. You know, it's still pretty nice for what it is. I don't know if I'd use it in a real car, but it's for sim racing, it's amazing. And just got it mounted on a little quick release. Really makes you feel like you're driving one of these cars. Beautiful sky. Nice sunny blue day. Got the blue car this week. I was thinking of painting a livery for this since I've been doing so many of these races, but I think there's only 1 or 2 left in the series anyway. I kind of hope they continue it. I really love driving this car. Through Blanchimont here. All right, we'll come around and start a lap. I need to get a halfway decent lap in here so that we don't start in the very end. Hopefully first is a bit better with this gear set. Yeah, that's a little bit nicer. It's still a little deep, but all right, let's start a lap. Don't cross the yellow line. It invalidates your lap. Really huck it in to Eau Rouge and Radillon. I don't know if first gear is the right answer there, but I think with the gear set I have on, it might be. I'm hoping my gears aren't going to let me down for this. And Niels Husingveld made a video like a couple of years ago that he talked about how, let me get through the comb before I go off on a story. That was a bit wide. It's all right though. Yeah, Niels Husingveld made a video like a couple of years ago talking about the modeling of cars from this era and their brakes, and the fact that a lot of mods, and I've definitely seen this, a lot of mods just make the brakes weak to simulate how bad they are, but like the brakes could lock the tires in these cars. They would just overheat and start getting bad. So like getting properly feeling brakes in cars like this is always difficult in sims. I did not run it out to the edge as much as you're supposed to through Vernonville there, but we'll carry the speed through Malmedy. Second guess myself on the turn in. Kept it on the road though, so it was nice. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, these older sims like Assetto Corsa, Factor 2, I'm not sure they really handle brake fade correctly, but I could be mistaken. Alright, come up to the Master Kink. A little red car up ahead. I'd love a little slipstream. See if I can get this corner right. Hollowell here. It's one of the trickier corners on this track. It's a big penalty if you run wide there. Just ask Richie Axelson. Okay. All right, we'll bring it back towards Spa, start finish. So Francorchamps itself is the little village that the start area's in, I think. quite cut the curb there, or the inside of the track enough. Richard Bona, I've not. I like all kinds of music. I think, much like food, it's... I'm not saying anybody in the chat's doing this, but I know there's a lot of people out there that will say they don't like specific types of music. And much like food, you're just kind of limiting yourself by doing that. There's plenty of good music out there. Maybe you just haven't been shown it in the right way. I've really messed up Blanchimont there. Lifts as we come towards La Source. A bit late on the brakes. All right, that's not going to be nice for my lap time. We'll go straight for another one. We'll see what this is for a lap. 4:16. I actually think that's pretty good. Whoa, I nipped the pit lane. I hope that doesn't invalidate this one. Third right now, even with the mistakes on that one. Let's try to keep my foot in it. We got 19 minutes to go. I plan to just try to run as much as I can here. It's good practice for me as well. If you're just tuning in, we're in qualifying right now. We got two 30-minute races coming up. And if they're anything like the other races I've done with this league, they're super competitive. And yeah, I'll just be left wondering how some people are so fast. But I'm hoping around here there's a slipstream for me. That was much nicer into Lacombe. Right out to the grass. That feels good when you get it like that. Man, you lift off the throttle just for a moment there to shift up to fourth, and the car immediately understeers. It's very crazy. We've got the same feeling coming into Barnonville here. Watch for the yellow line, then we can kind of let it walk out to the house. I had to wait a second on the throttle there, but that was a much better line. It'll get me a tighter late apex. As we come to Malmedy, I don't have to shuffle it across the road quite as hard. Oh, that felt nice. Just a little bit of a lift there, but much better through the first part of the lap so far. Got two cars ahead passing each other. Flashors going around Mark, both of whom I raced quite closely with in the other races. It's nice to see the same folks. All right, call it to Masta right at the 100 marker, down to third gear. Turn in a lot earlier than you think. Ugh. Ran a bit wide, but get it. Scoop it up on the exit. Up to fourth then. All right, just got to get nicely through Hollowell here. I don't feel like I've nailed this yet. Down to third. Yeah, that corner's just, in a car like this, it's just gonna understeer through there. Didn't feel so nice, but I've done worse. There's 4 gears in this car. It's a 6-cylinder version. It's a bit like this track. I might want the 12. It's lacking a little bit of power. Even for the grip we have, we definitely feel power limited. Just a breath off of it, right up to the edge. Just before the 100 marker here, get it down to third gear. Get back on that throttle early because it just rotates the car on power. I actually turned it a bit too tight there. I could have let it run out. All right, I need to do Blanchimont well here. It's really the first corner into Blanchimont that's the harder one, this first left-hander here. You approach it with such high speed, but it is in itself a high-speed corner. We'll get it down to second for Blanchimont proper. The understeer, had to wait. Still not as bad as last lap. All right, last time I tried to break at 100 and it was far too late. Try 150. It's actually a bit too early, honestly. Not too bad though. First gear is still very long there, but I need the range in it for the top speed. All right, this will be a good lap compared to my last one. Oh, 413 up to P2. Bit hot there into Eau Rouge. Really rang it out in first gear, but the gap between first and second is very long at the moment. Let's see what the gap is between second and third. Yeah, I can't really shorten second at all. It's tough. With only 4 gears around a track like this and the range of speed, it's tough to get good gearing. Keep it in third here as we come up to Lake Home. Chucked it in. That might not be quick, but we'll make a show of it. Right out on the grass. I think there's probably a lot of time here to be found. Oh, flash shore, no. It's once it's going here, you kind of have a slow crash. Almost got taken out there. It's gonna hurt my exit a bit. I wasn't able to quite get the car drifted out how I wanted. Ugh. All right. The car's still straight. That invalidated my lap. I pushed it a bit too hard there. All right, the car's still straight. We'll go around. We've got, I think we've got enough fuel in her. Let's check the very realistic fuel gauge here. Yeah, 19.6. Look at how hot my left front tire is. Interesting. All right, so this lap's not going to count, but we'll get it around and start another one. I'd have to, if I went back to the pits, I'd have to do a whole additional outlap. I think I've got 2 more laps I can do after this one. We'll see. Sitting P2, Florian is P1. I don't know what the gap is. We'll see it when we cross the start line. Yeah, I mean, I ran off the track and hit a wall, so in theory I should be dead. Never mind my lap being invalidated. I think it's fair. Holding the dragon tail. What does that mean? I've never heard that. Is that a good thing? I hope that's a good thing. These cars had, and a lot of cars from the 50s and before, had positive camber, so the wheels, when you look straight onto it, they sit, you know, angled top out. Made the steering lighter, so because the cars didn't have power steering, it's a much easier turn-in. I was actually wondering, I meant to try, I've never tried these cars with negative front camber like you would think they need, and I wonder what that would feel like in a sim. Maybe an experiment to try. All right. Oh, I've slipped back to third. Who got second? I know there's more time in this. I think I can get into the 4-minute 12s maybe. We'll come across the line though, and we'll see what the gap is. I think there's 2 more laps in it, or maybe 3 actually. Definitely have the fuel for it. I could cheat it and get a longer run, but I'm not going to do that. I like playing fair. Scoot past the pit lane, yeah. Not gonna get blocked by anybody. pit. It's a tough pit board to look at. Just let it. You can kind of drive this car with your fingertips, especially with a wheel like this. I saw there's somebody on my Discord that was talking about how much this car like wanders around, and you just kind of have to let it do that. It's not quite as precise as a modern race car. Just kind of make it up as you go a little bit. That was an okay run through the comb. I didn't quite get to the apex. 0.4 seconds off Valentine. Oh boy. Valentine wasn't really. I think they had a tough time at Pescara. Some of the qualifying and practice and stuff. So surprisingly didn't see Valentine there, but I'm sure Valentine's well prepared around classic Spa. Kept my foot in it. Understeering the whole way. I'm sure that right front's hating me right now. Yeah, I lifted too much there. It's all right. Stay in it. There's 0.4 seconds everywhere around here. My arms are like actually tired from that Trans Am race. Back to get nice and close to those two lads with the flag over there. Give them what they want. Yeah, that was way too late. I'm gonna hit the barrier. Dang. All right, I have enough time to go back to the pits, to lower some fuel. I tried to turn it in quite late there, and that didn't work. No, I don't use high force feedback in any car. I use pretty light force. I have my wheel set to 6 newton-meters max force. It goes double that, but I've never been a big force feedback fan. I mean, there's enough. The wheel gets ripped out of my hands when I do something like that, but it's all right. We got enough time. I got enough time here to do an out lap and then come around and take a flyer. And it's going to be my last one. We're sitting third on the grid right now. I mean, it's a fine place to be. Maybe we'll slip down a couple more, but it'll buff out. See, that's the thing we can do in a sim that you can't get away with that in real life. Well, I think for this car specifically, I'd turn the force feedback down. I don't want to fight it. I just want the information from it. And be able to enjoy my time in the rig and not kill myself. Game name. This is Assetto Corsa 2014. Yeah, one of the things that really affects steering force is the caster of the wheel, how much it's tilted forward and back. You can't really visually see caster. It's how the wheel's like mounted in the suspension more, how the tire's mounted more, for the whole spindle. It's like rotated forward or back. But that really, especially in, I'm familiar with doing that a lot with oval racing, changing the caster to get the right feeling. I'm not sure a lot of cars actually let you adjust the caster in Assetto Corsa. But that's how you do it in real life. might actually put my gloves on for this. Let's see. All right, we're doing an out lap. I crashed real big in Hollowell there, and should have time to do one more lap. Sitting third on the grid right now. I think I'm about a half second off of second place, but around a track this big, there's a lot of places that you can find a half a second. So I'll just try to get a nice, solid lap in and see if I can improve it all. I think if dipping a wheel on the inside is going to be quicker through there. Well, yeah, caster directly. Well, it doesn't affect the angle of the steering necessarily, but it affects how much force is required to turn the wheels, essentially. So, directly impacts your steering. All right, this is it. This is definitely don't have time to do another one after this. So, let's try to make this one count. Not sure if that was fast. It's very awkward gearing. I'm curious. I'll be curious if after the races, talk to somebody else and see what kind of gearing they ran for this. I feel like it's a compromise no matter what. All right, we'll come up to Lacombe. Down into second gear. Try to get it pitched in a little hot. Gonna really kill me. It's all right. Yeah. Didn't find the apex at all there. Steady flat through up to Bernonville now. I know there's time to find here, but how daring do you want to be? This is one of the easiest places to crash. Have like a long run understeering out into a house or something. There we go, right out to the house. All right, Malmedy, can I do this well? That's good. That was the best I've done that. All right. Bad Lacombe, good Malmedy. Get Mazda right at the 100. Right up to the fence on the inside there. That was maybe as good as I've done that. All right, we'll look at Hollowell now. Just can't get it to oversteer through here like I wanted to. I waited on the turn in last time, and that's what got me. Nearly died again there. Had to put it into second to save it. I was gonna understeer off through Stavolo. I'm not sure. This lap's kind of a mixed bag so far. Let's stay in it though. A minute left to qualifying. It's gonna run out before I get there. A little lift there once I turned in. There too. Not quite as confident as I need to be. Low on fuel now. I need to look, once I cross the line, I need to look at how much fuel I'm using a lap. I have no idea what to put in it for the race. All right, need the good run through Blanchimont. Yeah, dip a wheel. That was good. I just didn't quite get it to the dirt, but still held some speed. It's comparable to my best one. All right, just right at the 150, maybe 140. We'll break for last source. A little too narrow on the turn in there. It's okay. Really late on the brakes, early on the accelerator, trying to get any sort of speed coming out. We'll see what this is. I don't know. Will this be better? It was good in spots, not so good in other spots. Whoa, that might have been better, but yeah, still third, 412. All right, let's look at the fuel real quick. That was fun. Liters a lap, 6 liters a lap on the button. 6 liters per lap. Oh. So, gonna start third. Could be much worse. Ooh, I hope I didn't block whoever that was. Let's see, Florian. Oh man, a full second. Nothing really brings it back to earth, huh? All right, so if it's 6 liters a lap, .30-minute races, we're doing 4-minute, 12-second laps. So 30 minutes times 60 is 1,800 seconds. 4 times 60 plus 12. 252 is our lap time, about. So 1,800 divided by 252. So we're going to do 7 laps, 8 laps, let's say, to be safe. 8 laps times 6 liters, 48 liters of fuel. I'll do 50. How about that? Or no, we'll do 1 extra lap of fuel. Do you think? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm always on the side of let's have a little extra fuel. I say that, but I have run out of fuel on streams many times before, more than once. I literally just did that in the Trans Am race qualifying earlier today. Do real race cars have any sort of steering lock adjustment? I'm sure modern ones do. I'm sure modern cars do. Back in the day, one of the misconceptions, like a car like this in a sim will have like 540 degrees or maybe 720, but boy, were these cars kind of a random amount of steering lock. It wasn't something they built to a number. Thank you, Jackal. It wasn't something they really built to a number. They were just like, however much the wheels will turn. So, a car from this era would have been like 473 degrees of lock. It'd be a random number. 51 liters? 55? Yeah, we're going to be in the slip. I imagine, so goal for this race, finish. We've got a nice little gap to like Paul and Alex and stuff, but I don't believe for a second that we're not going to be seeing them. I feel like somebody from behind, at least one, is going to be fast enough to keep up. Can I keep up with Florian? Can Valentin and I keep up with Florian? I think I can keep up with Valentin. And if we're in the slipstream, maybe we can help each other stay with Florian. 54 liters. I trust Tom. Tom's always here, so not trying to put me wrong. A lot of racing today, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this. I was a little bummed in the race earlier. One of the races didn't work out because of server stuff. I'm so happy we got the second race in because it ended up being so much fun. And it would have been a real bummer if we didn't get either of those races in. Yeah, the flag is just whatever you have your Assetto Corsa set to. So you can choose any country you want. Well, if we're doing 40, if we think 48 liters will make it for sure, I'll do 1 extra lap, which is 54. So that's the thought process behind it. If we run out of fuel, then we run out of fuel. It feels nice to be within a second of pole. Wish I was closer, but like always, I've got links to the mod and the track and the league. If you want to join THR, they have lots and lots of racing. This is just one of the series that they're running right now. This is actually, I've said this a few times, but this is the practice races. All the ones I've been doing. I don't really do much racing on Sundays typically, and they actually have the full race on Sunday for this, which is a longer race, single one. But these are their practice races that I've been doing. But I really like the format of having two 30-minute races rather than one 1-hour race. So I've kind of rated their practice servers, and so maybe that's all to say some of the driving that we've seen might be because people are practicing. I think the racing has been really good, but like overall the racing has been really good. It was a little elbows out at Bremgarten, but it's all fun. Gonna be very tired by the end of these two races today, though, for sure. Florian had one good lap. That is an incredible lap. I think I could shave like 5/10 off of mine if I did a very, very good lap, but very excited to be heading to Sicily in a few weeks. Got big plans to do the full Piccolo circuit. Oh, that sounds great. I know a few folks in the general community have done it, and you know, like Ted Meat and Ascari, or maybe Ted didn't, but Ascari Cantonin definitely did. And it looked like it was a pretty magical experience, so have fun. Alright, we're just waiting for the session to tick over. I had a lot of extra time on it just to allow people to finish their laps, but it should be any second now. And we'll cross your fingers there's no server issues here, too. There shouldn't be. That was a heck of a lap, Florian. So we'll put 54 liters of fuel in the car. I don't know what to do about the gearing. I could bump second down again, but I was pretty quick just now. So I'm tempted to not change anything, and then we'll see if after the first race it feels like we should change something. But yeah, I'll do 54 liters of fuel. It's crazy how different this is. What is it comparing to when I don't have this checked? You have 200% overtime. Yes, this has all been running. The fact that you all can pull off the Le Mans 6-hour or 12-hour with so many drivers and stuff and it works, I have a lot of confidence. If anything will break, it'll be my side. Well, hope not. All right, we just got a 1-minute countdown here until we grid. But 2 30-minute races, and I'm hoping I can stick with you, Florian, and Valentine up front. We'll see if anybody else from behind tags on. And just try to have ourselves a good old-fashioned Grand Prix race. Little sprint through the Ardennes. And try to... I forgot to mention, I'm sitting pretty high. I think I'm 4th in points for this series. Again, this is like their practice series, so I don't think it matters. But I am 4th in points, like 15 points off the lead. And maybe between the races I can pull up the leaderboard and stuff. But would like to finish pretty well so that I continue that. Maybe I can, I don't know, win something for once. What is my thought on Grand Prix 1966? I mean, awful movie, amazing cinema, a treat to watch as a racing fan, especially a vintage fan, but the movie itself is very of its era. I mean, Le Mans as well as a movie is not very good. But I love both of those movies. They're just not very good movies. They just have amazing cinematography in them. We're just waiting for the countdown. It's about to grid here. All right. Double check the settings. Everything looks like we need it to look. 54 liters of fuel. All right, I appreciate y'all joining me. There's a lot of the same folks in here that were in the Trans Am stream earlier, so if you're double dipping with me, thank you. And hopefully these ones, I mean, that race all in all went pretty well, so hopefully these go well as well. And I can come away with some fun racing today. Yeah, I plan to do some Grand Prix 4 soon. I'm Just Young. They're awesome. They're not good movies. I mean, they're pretty of their time as far as, like, I mean, for 60s movies, 70s movies, they're pretty good, but yeah, you don't watch it for the story. Well, I feel very confident in my opinion. You can tell me I'm wrong, but I think they're bad movies. They're great to watch as a racing fan. All right, just waiting for the lights. Hopefully we can make it through Eau Rouge and Raidillon nice and clean here. I got one car to my right, Paul. Just a green car to my right. Got a couple, so we're just 2 by 2. I didn't see the F1 movie. I don't think I would like it. Probably has some nice film, like, scenes in it though. Last American Hero is a good one. Yeah, I'm just flashbacks to HRRC at Spa at the Eau Rouge Raidillon section. All right, waiting for the lights. Come on now. 30 minutes, so it should be 8 laps around the track if everything goes well. You know what movie I just saw a couple weeks ago that was very good? Was Project Hail Mary. That's a good movie. Good modern movie. Nothing about racing, but... All right, there they are. I don't think we're gonna roll forward, so we can just wait for them to light. Nice clean start here. I just need to get away cleanly. Lights are lit. And we're underway. Really good roll away there from Paul. Senna's coming up behind. Sent it in there a bit. Oh, we got 2 cars side by side. He's giving me some space, but then didn't. I'm worried about the net code. Racing this close. All right. Alex is looking up behind me. We'll get through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Come up to the comb here. Valentine's leading the way. Florian has snuck into second. Alex is behind me. Paul's looking around the outside of Alex. I'm hoping they can distract each other for a little bit, let us 3 get away from them. Be nice to not have to look back there. All right, we'll come towards Bernonville then. Opening lap. I can see they're still all back there. Florian's going to look a little bit up the inside. Car's a bit heavier than it was in qualifying. I'm just trying to be careful, not run over the edge. Valentine runs it right out nice and wide. Got a great line through the exit. All right, nicely through Malmedy. Just gave it that little extra breath, but I'm going to be right in the slipstream here. Alex isn't so far behind. And he's broken away from Paul a bit. If we're good with each other with this, we can probably sneak away. I didn't really want to take the lead there, but that's what happens. The slipstream. All right, now we're going to get into the, oh my God, why are we going 3 wide? It's a bit silly. Yeah, I didn't really mean to go for the lead there, but I was side by side. I figured they would back out of it. I was crossing my fingers they would. All right, it's definitely just the top 4 now. Alex is not completely out of touch. The next few corners will be telling for that, but the pack behind Alex has fallen off. So I hope nothing bad's happened back there. And let me try not to lose these 2 in front as Valentin runs right to the edge. All right. It's saying Paul's in the lead, but that'll fix itself after this lap. Pull it away from Alex a bit. If we can just keep slipstreaming with each other, that'll help. That type of checking up's not going to help, though. Alex is on it. I don't know what Alex did in qualifying or if he got a bad lap or something. Break a bit earlier here in the opening lap. Oh, Valentin locks him up, almost runs into the back of Florian there. It's crazy how much 2 seconds is at that speed tightens up. Alex is right behind me, but all right, come across the line. We got through the first lap, which is always nice. And I need to make sure I don't lose these 2. Fell back a little bit more than I was trying to there. I wonder if my low end the low end gears are not great. This isn't good. I fell back a lot more than I was hoping. It's nice and steady. Dang. They've got each other and I don't got them. Where did I lose all that time? Probably into the source, maybe? Oh no, Florian! Into the dirt. Ah, there's no way. Oh my God, how did he save that? I mean, I really backed out of it because I thought he was going to shoot back across the track there. All right, well, it's just Valentin in front now, which is good for me because he doesn't have anybody to slipstream with. Alex pulled me in quite a bit there because he didn't let up half as much through Vernonville. And Florian is still in the mix behind us. I don't think that's the last we're going to see of Florian. I'm going to see if I can catch Valentin here. He's kind of tricky. Valentin is very, very fast. But if Alex catches up to me or Florian, we might be able to get back up to Valentin with the 2 two of them. That was good. That's how you need to do that. I feel like I don't know how to do stabilo in this car yet. Alex really, really closes up on me there. All right. All right, we'll help each other out here. I gotta try not to lose Alex though. I still am a little confused how I lost Valentin and Florian so easily there. Alex is going to let me go here. Valentin's just pulling away from both of us. A lot of dirt. And it must have been in the braking or the acceleration out of the source. I don't know. My Valentin did a 410. Are you kidding me? Almost hit the inside wall there through Eau Rouge. How do they do a 410? That's crazy. Well, I don't feel too bad losing if somebody's doing 410s. All right, looks like Florian's gotten around Alex. And I pulled a little bit on both of them through that, but I'm sure Florian will be reeling me in now. Florian gave it an extra breath through there this time. Yeah, this is a good combo. Thank you, Went Golfing. 51 months. It's crazy. Alex and Florian are dueling a bit behind me. Florian actually pulled me in quite a lot through the Mazda kink. It's tough to keep the speed up while trying to be safe. Much rather finish than crash. I hate to keep it in third gear through Stabilo. I just gotta find the line for it. turn there. Here comes Florian. I lose about a second. I can't believe you've timed every car in series I drive. It's dedication. Here comes Florian. Take it inside. Yeah, I feel like they're maybe not lifting in some spots that I am. Valentine just did a 410 flat. I did a 414. It's a lot for me to make up. That's more than a couple bad corners. I'm missing it. All right, here comes Florian. I have a run on me here. Alex is falling back a little bit. Florian nearly ran out wide there again. All right, gonna have a nice run here very early down the Masta Straight. I think we can leapfrog each other a bit. Good to get away from Alex at least. See if I can learn how Florian does this. It's a lot easier when you're following somebody. See how Florian does Stavolo. Drives it in low. Okay. Allowed Alex to catch up to us a bit. I'll have a nice run on Florian here if he lets me run by him. That was bad of me. Oh, that guardrail wasn't... Oh. Really, really disappointed with that. Ugh. I shouldn't have tried that move, I guess. I didn't avoid the accident as much as I could have because I thought the guardrail was going to stop me. Why is it see-through? Why does it let you go through it? Well, I've DNF'd one now. I hadn't DNF'd yet in one of these. Dang. That was really fun up till then, too. I'm very, very disappointed with that. I can't believe the guardrail wasn't solid. Why was it? Dang. Well, we get to try it again with race 2 here. Let's see where Alex and Florian are. Yeah, guard fail. Right, here's the leaderboard. It's quite small. Here's Florian ahead of Alex, where I was. I think it inverts the top 10. Oh, Florian ran a bit wide there. Right on board with Alex here, catching him. Trying to catch him. A little jittery on board. Thank you, Hans. Yeah, a really, really silly move. Try to go too wide there, I guess. It's a bit, you know, it's one of those corners that's not a corner. Oh, Alex backs out of it into Hollowell. It's one of those corners that's like not much of a corner when you're alone, but is kind of impossible to take side by side, obviously. But I really didn't think the guardrail, I thought I was going to bounce off the guardrail a bit. And I therefore didn't really try to save the car, and it just went through it. Which, if you're hitting the guardrail at all, you're doing something wrong, but I did not foresee that coming. Yeah, I could watch On Board with Valentine. Yeah, I'm going to be starting in the very back for the next race. So that's even another hit. Yeah, I thought I was going to bounce off the guardrail and just keep going. But look, you can't bounce off a guardrail like that in real life. So not one of these kind of cars. The downshifts are sequential there, I think. If not very, very well managed. I'm not sure that's heel and toe, though. You can kind of hear the overlap with the throttle and brake. Yeah, and the upshifts are no blip. Down to second gear. Definitely a different gearing than me. There's definitely a lot of time in the shifting, the way I'm shifting versus them. Fourth gear right now. Flat out here, down to third, down to second. Camera angle's terrible. What do you want? I don't like driving as in the cockpit of somebody else. All right, how's this? Wow, that's nice. Grab the dirt on the inside there, get it out to the house. from this angle, you get to see the awesome netcode suspension. It's very tough with the netcode to tell the actual driving style. The car doesn't move at all like it actually does. It's just kind of a poor interpretation of itself. Ooh, down a gear just before the 100 for. All right, here's third gear. A lane up. Wonder if that was the line that they like to take there. Let me jump back with Florian. Florian goes real low. Wow. Florian. And Florian's in the 411s as well. And Senna. Dang. There's a video of Fangio. Oh, hold on to Valentine. Oh my God, no! From the lead. Florian's gonna be coming up. They probably have a lot of damage. Here comes Florian. Florian's going to have a heck of a run on Valentine. This is going to be an interesting... What lap are we on here? We've got 5 minutes to go. Here goes Florian by Valentine. I think we're going to have one more lap. Wow, I didn't expect that. We'll probably have... well, it's going to be close whether or not we get 2 more laps. Yeah, if you're just coming in, I botched it. I was just kind of fooling around in the slipstream and just didn't think enough. We'll come through. We're definitely going to get 2 more laps. And we've got a battle for first here because Florian just got around Valentine, just made a big error. Not too far away from where I made a mistake too. Yeah, they both crashed and are fighting for the lead. So there's the last lap but one, as Murray used to say. And we've got an old-fashioned duel for the lead. Alex has fallen quite far behind. Yeah, they'll do one more after this, for sure. Unless they really, really get held up on this lap. The lap times have been 4:10 was the last one from Valentine. No, 4:23. 4:10 was the best lap from Valentine, but 4:23 was the last one because of the crash. But Florian did a 4:10 on the last lap. All right. Valentine's just got to wait for the right time. I mean, oh, they're bouncing around so much. Yeah, definitely one more lap after this, unless there's some colossal crash that takes out both of them and probably Alex. But here comes Valentine up the inside down the Mazda straight. Not a lot Florian could do to defend against this. I guess at this stage of the race, you're not necessarily going to give it to them, but you got to sort it out by the time you come up to the Mazda kink. Ugh. right in the slipstream. Florian's going to have another run down towards Hollowell. Up the inside, Valentin would think well of giving this to old Florian. Florian gets the lead coming into Stavolo. It's going to give Valentin, if Valentin can get a good exit, whoa, and he runs a bit wide. He's going to get the late apex, though, which is quite nice. Florian's been taking a wider line through there. They both kept it quite tidy that time, though. I'm going to head back towards Blanchimont now. And I'd imagine Valentin's going to have a pass in him up here, but he's going to go, is he looking to the outside? This is where I crashed. Will Valentin be able to do what I couldn't? Oh my God, almost cuts him off. That was so close through there. Well, that's what I was trying to do, but couldn't. Florian will get another run at Valentin. This is great stuff. Florian up the inside. I call him Florentine. It's the mixture. That's the battle of the Florentine, we'll call it. Back and forth they go. Alex is not so far behind with these two dueling like this. You can see him back there. He'll be the first to benefit from anything if these two have it coming together. Coming up to Blanchimont, then Florian's got the line. Valentin just keeping him honest on the inside. A little bit of understeer turns into oversteer. That is the way with the Maserati 250F. So Florian is in the lead. Valentin keeping him very busy behind. Coming up to Les Source for the second to last time. They got one more lap after this. We're just going to get an extra lap because there's 30 seconds or so left. Valentin inside, outside, inside. Front stretch, there's a lot of places to do it, so you got to think where does Valentin want to actually make the pass to make it stick. Got to go for it up the inside into Eau Rouge, though. The two take the white flag, I guess. Start the last lap, and yeah, Valentin gets the spot and is going to hope he can run away from Florian, but I'm not sure he'll be so lucky here. So now they'll head up the windy bit towards Lecombe. Expert stuff to not run into each other this far. Florian will take up the inside into Lecombe. Over the top of the rise, it's quite a steep downhill coming into Lecombe there. Just to kick a little bit of brake smoke from Valentin behind. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, it's really going to be who times the pass correctly. I hope they can finish this clean, though. Valentin is so close to the back of Florian. They'll come through Bernenville. Not really a place where you'd want to go 2x2. The line, despite the corner being not super steep, is and Florian almost hit Valentin there. Wow, it took a lot of cooperation to pull that off. Through Malmedy then. Florian's going to get an excellent run down the Masta Straight. It's well within slipstream. It's right there. Nothing between them. Valentin, okay. Nobody told me. Florian up the inside of Valentin. I mean, their name, I'm not sure if it's Teen or Tin. So Florian jumps back in front through Masta. There is a chance if Valentin can get through. I don't know how to pronounce their name, so I'm sorry if it's Valentin or Valentin or Valentin. Valentin. Oh, a little bit of a touch through Hollowell. They tried to go side by side there. Side by side through Stavolo as well. This is so good. What a battle. Doesn't matter how you pronounce their names. It's an excellent battle. All right, there's only a few more options left for Florian here, but if he does the move too soon, No. This is live right now. I crashed out. We're just watching the two leaders at work here coming to the finish. Florian's choosing. That was a non-move by Florian on purpose. Gonna choose. Do you want to wait till after Blanchiment, or you want to do it going into Blanchiment? I think that's really the choice. So this is the straight leading up to Blanchiment. Valentin runs a bit wide. Florian's definitely gonna have a run, and I mean Valentin's smart not to block or something. Best opportunity for Valentin's to let Florian ahead, and then yes, get in the slipstream. You might be able to take him coming into Blanchiment again, but gonna wait. All right, here they come. Valentin's right there. All right, it's gonna be into La Source. Oh, side by side as they come up to the kink. Headed to La Source. Oh, Valentin goes for the move there. Oh my God, side by side. It couldn't be any closer. Florian's got the better line here, but Valentin's gonna try to carry the speed. They both kind of outbreak each other. Shoddy camera work by myself. Florian's got the run though. I mean, I don't think Valentin's gonna have anything coming back. Florian's gonna get away with that as they come to the line. Wow, what a good little battle there. It is Valentin. See, this is why I should never listen to chat. Y'all trying to get me worked up over nothing. Nice race. I'm disappointed I couldn't be a part of it, but it's my own doing. But Florian gets the win from Valentin or Valentin. I'll have to talk to them to find out the correct pronunciation. I didn't see myself commentating this race today, but yeah, I finished 16th because of the crash, and Senna gets the podium in third. Great race by Senna too. I mean, I think him and I both had nothing for Valentin and Florian, and to come away with third, he just ran a nice race. But the next one will be quite interesting. I think we invert the top 10, and then I'm going to be starting in the back. So I have to try to get through the first few laps cleanly. I'm not going to be able to race for the win because I won't. I mean, not that I can keep up with them anyway, but I'm not going to be able to get through traffic fast enough, I would guess. But you never know. We'll have to see. Not last. I'm just. That was a silly move for me to try to go around the outside of Florian there. It was still fun, though. I had no huge aspirations for this race today, so I'm happy I at least got to do the first few laps, and I'll try to finish the second one. I think I very well could have had a podium in that race. Yes, if I had coulda, shoulda type thing. But that is what it is, you know. And we'll do race 2 now and forget about all the bad things. We at least got to enjoy a good race. I probably wouldn't have seen that half as well. Got to fix my dash here. The blue flashing means the net code is like not stable. Yeah, it was a great race, Florian. Nice to watch you. It was my bad. Not, Yeah, I mean, I can't really do anything about the ping. I'm on the other side of the world from everybody else, so it is what it is. At least it's not so bad. All right, we're just in a little break period between the races. Got a whole nother race, and I think this one will be even more about survival, just to get through it with having so many cars in front of me for this one. But last race of the day. Today's not gone like I was hoping overall, but there's been some really good racing during it. Yeah, I can't run that close to other folks, unfortunately. I don't think Florian's too complicated to pronounce, but maybe I'm saying it completely wrong, in which case I apologize. I had somebody telling me how wrongly I pronounced Mika Hakkinen. I mean, other than trying to impersonate a Finnish person, I don't really know. I don't really know how else to say it. All right, we're loaded up for race 2. Do I change my gears? I'm going to change my gears a bit. I hope I don't regret this decision. That's a huge leap there. All right, hopefully this is good. We'll see. This one's mostly going to be about survival. I've said this many times on streams before, but when you're pronouncing things, it's a fine line between like impersonating something and authentically saying something. Like, I have an accent that I have, so like I can't pretend to sound British suddenly or Finnish or Spanish, or like it would just come off as silly. I don't know, like, so you say your Mika Hakkinen isn't that bad, but try a Hakkinen with the, I don't know what it's called in Finnish, but the umlaut in German. Like, I don't know what the difference is in Finnish for that. Häkkinen is how it's pronounced. I've never heard anybody say it that way in my life. Well, you say what you call an American accent is my accent, so. All right, starting back in 15th, I got Flash Shore next to me. Oh, why can't I move my head? Oh, I'm in the wrong view. I've done that before. Got a few cars behind me, but yeah, mostly just guys in front, and I really hope I can get through the first couple of laps here without any major umfalls. And I know it's Michael Schumacher, not Michael Schumacher, but I can't say Michael Schumacher and it sound like I'm not trying to impersonate a German. I know, sorry I'm going on and on about this. It frustrates me because I try very hard to pronounce things correctly, and then I constantly get told that I'm saying something wrong. I'm like, what do you want from me? No, I'm not from Boston. That's why I don't have the Boston accent. All right, lights are lit, or lighting. Really need to try to get through the first couple laps here, and let's see what I can do with this race. Lights are lit. Out, we're underway. We're not meant to go over the pit line. I'm trying not to, but what am I supposed to do? Down to first gear. Nice and easy here. Getting squeezed really, really up the inside there. All right, made it through, thank God. So starting 15th, we'll see where I can get to in this. It's the only points I'm going to get today, if I can finish this. Come through into Lacombe. Side by side here. Not really what I want. Didn't want to go 3 wide there, but what can you do? Coming to Bernonville then. All right. Past Christian. Christian squeezed me a bit down there in the start, but up Eau Rouge. But he's going to have a run coming up to Mazda. Guess we'll let him take it. Backs out of it. Interesting. I'm not sure. I was going to let him have that for a second, but it's all right. All right, pull away from Christian. We're coming up behind Marco now. Yeah, the gearing change was a very good idea. I'll probably be a lot faster now. Oh, come on, Marco, be careful. Very uncomfortable there up the inside, but that's what it is. All right, got Vince in front. I guess I thought I saw Dreek practicing this week, but I haven't seen him. All right, Christian's got to run again. Come through my corner. I'm not even sure the name of this corner, but now we know the guardrail doesn't work there, so these are how you learn these things. Christian very close to me there. Yeah, it's been about as good as I could have hoped for on the first lap. And got quite a few cars still within reach here. Hopefully I can stay in front of Christian coming up to Blanchimont. Up the gap in front. All right, we got Taffy in the 1 car here. Vince is going around the inside. They're going to be side by side here. What can I do? Oh, 3 wide stacked. Oh, I have to hit the curb a bit. Really, really bad run out of stop of La Source. We'll come and complete the first lap. Christian really, really squeezes me here. All right, P9 from 15th. Could be worse. Second gear so much better now. This is why practicing is helpful. Trans Am race this week, though. I really just didn't have much time to practice this. Car coming up my right now, so come into the comb. The net cut is really rough for me. I think I'm quite a bit quicker than some of these guys, but it's tough to make a pass. The lines are very narrow around here. All right, long way. Oof. Might still have the slipstream from Christian in front. That was much tighter than I would like, but made it work. Didn't hit anybody. Nobody else crashed, so I guess it worked out. Wow, I'd really love to get away from this group. It's just the slipstream is really strong. Bit of a run on Christian here. Flash Shower behind me. I know Flash Shower is quick. Raced with them at Remgarten. Oh, way too fast into Hollowell. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for Christian there. I just killed myself and him. Well, can I do 4 races in one day? No. Not even 2. Ah, what a mess. How's the car? Very bad. I'm just going to go around and fix the damage and just try to finish the race at least, because I do really enjoy driving around here. I'm very upset about today. I don't really no excuse for that. I just didn't get the corner right. Dang. Both races today. I hope Christian's race isn't completely ruined from that, because it shot me back across the track into him. It's going to be a long one. Ah. I was hoping I could have a better show than this today, but practice, fatigue. To be fair, I crash a lot lately, so I guess it's kind of expected. We'll see if the car's drivable. I would love to do a few laps just to kind of enjoy the track, because I love this track in this car. I had to fix the body and the suspension. Nice. Well, if it wasn't tough, it wouldn't be so great when you win, but I would love to have a middle ground between finishing up front and totally crashing. it's tough not to be tough on myself. So I like want to do well, you know. See if I can with this gearing. I'm curious to see what kind of lap time I can do. I think I crash pretty often. Like most races, most streams, I'm crashing at some point. Unfortunately. I mean, I got through the Trans Am race today without a big crash, but I definitely hit stuff. And the truth is, like, racing online, people are just so fast that have to push really hard. So I end up just making a lot of mistakes. Where I'm racing offline, I can race more comfortably, and I'm able to be a little more consistent then. We'll see with the, curious though if my lap times are just a little bit better with this gearing. I think the car is basically fine now, so crew was mighty fast with the repair. Yeah, I just didn't, that was egregious, but I didn't get the turn in at all there. Might catch up to a couple of these guys if I can stay on the road. Well, I'm not driving very hard right now. Yeah, that, I mean, I know exactly what I did into Hollowell there. I had Christian behind me, and I was trying to make sure that they didn't, like, run into the back of me. So I went way too deep into the corner. It's just very, very easy to forget your braking markers. I'm not making an excuse. I'm very upset with myself, so it's like just trying to figure out how to get back on the positive thinking. I was very, very much looking forward to this today, so to crash out twice like really hurts me. All right, let's see what kind of lap time. Still have half the race, 4 laps or so. Yeah, it's definitely second gear now for all this with the new gears. Line through the comb there. What era and category of racing would I have loved to race in real life? I don't know. I don't think I'm brave enough to do real life racing. I think I would love to have like a vintage car and go to vintage races and like demo it. I don't think I would be much of a race car driver. As much as that pains, especially my younger self would be upset with me saying that, but I don't really have that competitive, like, that thing. The bravery needed to pin a car flat out. I think I would think too much of all the bad things that could happen. So, I don't know what I would like to have raced. I would love, I've never really done a competitive race. I've done some karting, I've done some like autocross stuff. There's no fifth gear in this car, by the way. I've never done any proper head-to-head racing, which I would love to do at some point in my life. Just to say I've done it, but I don't think I'd be very good at it. L, the corner. Oh, that was nice. I locked the rear diff there a little bit and it started coming around on me. I think that was probably my best Stavolo yet. The gearing helps a lot. I actually have some gusto coming out of the corner. Look at the colors of this. It's beautiful. I love this sort of like green scenery, spring day with the bright blue skies. It makes it kind of look like old film. Like those Thomas Lackel tracks for Grand Prix Legends, that like painterly style. Oh, that feels so good. Man, if I had this gearing in race 1, I might have been able to keep up with them a little bit better. Yeah, lemons would be fun. I've played GPL a little bit. There's just so much stuff to do. I've been mostly doing the Crammond games lately. I've been GP4. I've tried to get stuff together to do. I don't know if I want to. I still don't know if I want to do it live or as videos, but do a season in Grand Prix 4. But I've also started playing Grand Prix 2 again for some reason. I think for me, Grand Prix 4 is, although there's very, very good mods of some of like the earlier 90s stuff, I feel like that game, the physics of it and the general, like, you know, the vibe of it fits much better the like late 90s, 2000s. And I quite like the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s era a bit more personally. So I find myself going back to like Grand Prix 2 because I think that one fits that era a bit better. All right, that was a 4:14, not very good. Let's see if I can get a 4. I got a 4:12 in qualifying. Probably still have a little bit more fuel than I would need. Do we have any races planned with Nate and Jimmy? I have no idea. We're definitely doing some more Stroll races. There's some cool stuff coming with Stroll for the vintage racing, and I'm sure Nate will be in those races. It probably just depends on Jimmy's schedule, if he would. Are we doing anything together? Nothing that I know of at the moment. All right, I'm catching BB Gumbo here. Fun name. Might catch him at the end of this lap, with how much I did last lap. Yeah, so I have no idea what's next for that stuff. Hopefully we do more races in the future. I like teaming up with Nate and Jimmy. Jimmy's real busy right now with the NLS stuff. If you haven't somehow seen what he's doing over there with the Porsche this year, it's very cool. Talk about bravery. That takes proper guts. All right, I can see old BB up the road. It looks like Flashshore had an issue. I don't know when that happened, but they're behind me. And I'm a minute behind Kuma. right, there's BB in front. Yeah, I did a couple of years ago. I did quite a bit of the IMSA in iRacing. I know it's hardly IMSA because it's 2 cars, but I had a lot of fun doing that. I was preparing for that Road America 500, and it's fun. I just have a tough time with iRacing. It's so it's so competitive, and I find those cars, any car in that game, just like really unintuitive. I really don't mean that in a clickbait way or anything. I just don't race iRacing much because I don't have fun driving it most of the time. I'm sure there's settings I could change and things. It's just, I have so much more fun in other games that I just don't do it. I used to do iRacing a lot more, but can't do this in iRacing. Can't almost do this in this. That was bad. All right, get around, BB. I passed a car. Back to where I started. I don't know, every couple of years people say iRacing's a lot better, and I'll go try it, and it's kind of the same. But truthfully, it's just nothing I want to drive in there regularly. And last summer I did the Lotus 79 series a bit and just got my butt kicked, which is fun. But at a point, like, I would need to stop shifting realistically and stuff if I actually wanted to compete with those guys. If any of the top guys in the Lotus series and iRacing actually do heel and toe and stuff and can keep up, then they're on another level. But I made a video back like a year ago doing the Lotus 79 in a wet race, a full distance wet race at Montreal, and it was one of the most fun races I've had because it was a little more open than the, like, you know, 70 lap hot lap type races that they usually are, and I had so much fun doing that. All right, I think we should have 2 more laps after this. I didn't catch what my lap time was on the last one. I probably wasn't very good because I had to get around BB there. I almost made an error. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like the folks that do that in iRacing, like, the options exist to use sequential shifting and auto clutch and auto blip, and it's faster to use it, so why wouldn't you? But that, for me, like, takes kind of the big thrill of trying to drive these cars like they were actually driven. So it's just different goals, I think. I've gotten up to 13th somehow. I'm not catching the cars in front of me fast enough to actually catch them on speed, but there might be a little bit of attrition happening here. The car is so much better with its gears. Isn't it unreal how much the gears matter in this? It totally transforms the driving of the car. Just because you're in a better RPM range and the diff can do things to help the car turn. That quite a bit faster than I had been. We're okay. Yeah, there's only 4 gears in this. I'm really upset that I couldn't put a good race together today in this. I would just like to make it to the end of one of these without crashing out. I was so looking forward to this. It's like, at this point, I started thinking about how I could have just driven very patiently and probably got a much better result in both of these races. But in the moment, it's so hard to get yourself to do that, especially with all you all telling me to go faster. I try to ignore it as much as I can, but I see the comments, people being like, you're slow here, you're slow there. And it makes me try to push a little harder than I should. Yeah, almost all these roads are still here. Obviously, like right about up here where this hut is where the modern Lacombe jumps off. Oh, maybe it's about right here. It's a little before the actual Lacombe on this version. Kept it in third there for some reason. But yeah, from here, this is all still here, all this road. Up until you get, I'll point out this lap where it meets back up with the modern course. But yeah, obviously this is all not used as the race course anymore, but it's public road still. I would love to drive on these roads in real life. I've never been to Belgium actually. But if I'm ever in the area, I would totally take the few hours to come and just check it out. This part's a little bit different these days. I think they might have put a rotary there if I'm not mistaken. But then yeah, all the run down to Masta is the same. There's still like these houses are still here. It hasn't really changed that much visually. I'm not sure it's fatigue is why I crashed. I think I just made a driving error. If any of the houses on this circuit are a pub, I would definitely love to go there. Thoughts on the old Hockenheim course layout? Well, we raced it not that long ago with Stroll over the winter. We did a Formula One race there. I'm kind of mixed on it. It's a bit boring to drive. It was like really cool when you looked at old Hockenheim in context of all the other tracks that were, raced in Formula One. It was neat to have a couple rounds like Monza and Hockenheim where the cars had different aero and it was like a different, potentially a different car could do well there because the track was so different. As an actual racetrack, it's not the most exciting, for sure. Just kind of wait until the chicane, blast through the gears, shift down, try to get a good exit, and then pin it again. And as a spectator, like the stadium section's the best part, right? But as a driver, I think probably the best part about it is trying to do the stadium with very little downforce because you got to trim the car out for the rest of the track. But yeah, I'm not somebody that really misses the racing necessarily at Hockenheim, but I liked how different it was than the rest of the tracks. These days, I mean, there still is variety in the tracks, but there is a lot more similarities. I'm in 12th. We're coming up. I think we got one more lap, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully this wasn't the last one, and I just totally missed it. I think we got one more. We'll see, though. It's tough to tell in this game. I think for modern race cars, the modern Hockenheim's a bit better of a track. All right, come down. I think we got one more. Yeah, one more lap. I think that was a 4:12. I just saw it at the last second there. See if I can put together a good lap for the very last one. I'll be one of the last cars to finish here, but yeah, I picked up a couple spots. I mean, honestly, I continued because I just like driving around this track a lot. Really tuck it in. The fist fight. That was a bit silly, that whole thing. I'll have to see how close the finish was for this one, if it was as close as race one. No idea who won. I think I saw Valentin in the lead, or Valentin. Ah, I don't know how to pronounce it now. You've all made me question everything. The worst thing about Formula One is the fans, man. You can't say anything without it turning into like a huge issue. It's like, does anybody else watch Formula One casually? I'll watch the race, I turn it off, that's it. Oh, looks like Florian won. Same podium as last race. Wow, good for Florian. I feel like this is a pretty good lap so far. A little bit slow through the exit of Stavolo. Just enjoy this last run. Back towards the start finish. Did not go my way at all today. Very disappointing. But still wonderful to drive this car around this track. I'm happy I did it regardless of the result. Down the third here. Oh, just get a nice straight. It's so nice going through that corner. This is right about where the modern track meets up with this one. Right on this stretch somewhere. Alright, I'll come through Blanchemont section. Last time hot on the entry there. It's all right. Come through the final corner. At least I finished one of the races despite a huge accident. I feel bad if I hurt Christian there, but that was a 4:13.9. Man, I thought I was going a little quicker than that. But yeah, congrats to Florian for winning two races here ahead of Valentin. And Alex as well, double podium. There might have been a chance of me getting a podium today, but I guess I wasn't up for it 100%. Back to the pits here. But yeah, it looks like some of the cars have left, but the gap was only 0.143 of a second. Oh, what a finish must have been. All right, it has been quite a day of racing for me. I'm quite tired at this point. Yeah, bit disappointed that didn't go better, just because I enjoy that combination so much. But honestly, like with the lack of practice I had, I'm not terribly surprised I crashed out of it. I'm sorry to Christian if I hurt their race at all, because it definitely hit me, but maybe with the netcode and stuff it ended up being fine. But still a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll be joining the next ones for this. Let me actually see where they're racing next. Let's see here. Nobody broke me. I broke myself. Championships. Yeah, I think there's just one race left in this series, and it's at the Nürburgring. And it's, I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Oh no, there's two more. There's one at Monte Carlo, and then another one at the Nürburgring. I'll have to see if I'll be able to make those, but if I'm around, I could be convinced to do some racing there. But I guess let me know if that's something you'd want to see. Otherwise, I don't know exactly what I'll be doing next. I was just kind of trying to get through these two events this weekend, and I think I'll probably be done sim racing for today at least. After all this, but I appreciate you sticking with me, and I'll go watch some video, see if I can, I don't know, figure out something. I gotta do like a deep dive into like a way for me to get to the end of races, so that I stop having accidents and stuff. But yeah, anyways, it was a lot of fun, and I'll be back for some more racing soon. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'm gonna go watch some racing, actually, probably. That sounds very nice. Relax, eat some food, and reflect on what I've done. But I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.